Okay, so now we have to find, I kind of forgot where is that river, but we will put it back. Let's see. The river. Okay, we have the park and we will identify features. Okay, so now we have the pop-up window. And we go to book of yeah. Alright, so I'm finding it. It's right here. The bookmark. And identify some of the neighborhood sites, parks, and view. And we are going to click this. Yep, that's where we use the label. And we list the park requirement doesn't have an upper size limit, but we can expect that the candidates to be under 10 acres. So the trip down the river in the previous exercise didn't reveal any green big tracts of open land that weren't already for parks. So now we will label the parks layer. Some of the larger parks are already labeled in the world boundary and places layer, but many of the small ones are not. With the parkland layer selected in the contents pane, we will click the labeling tab. So I'm gonna close this out first and select this layer, go to labeling, and label this feature class. And we will click the labeling tab, and in the layer group we will click the label button. So I cannot see label there. But yeah, it's labeled. Far left on the ribbon. So the parks are labeled with their name in simple blank text. The information is being taken from the name attribute in the parkland attribute table. So the default labels are not ideal for this map, so the black text disappears into the image whenever the label doesn't fit inside the park. So in addition, the labels appear on one line no matter how long they are. Next, on the labeling ribbon in the text symbol group, we will change the font to area near the top. So start with the A area, and the size, we will click the color button on the color platy and palette. We will change the text to lemongrass. So lemongrass. And light green text will show up better than black. So, but needs to be legible. It still needs an outline or halo. So for halo, usually I do right click on it. I go to symbology and symbology property, and there are some here, and dash offset. Where is the halo part? Color outline. Alright, the halo. I have to find the halo. So click the selector arrow next to the halo symbol and click Y. Text symbol. I remember it's somewhere. Alright, not this one. Okay. Go to label. Oh, right, labeling property, and it's right here. Symbol and halo, and Y for full, right here. Click the white field under polygon. It's right here, and then click apply at the bottom of the pane, and default halo color is white, but we are going to use something darker. Click OK. We applied it. So Y for fill color apply. Okay. So we will click color selector under halo and click moss green. So we will do more polygon colors, moss green. Outline color, is it outline color? Click color selector under halo. Moss green. I would say all style moss green. That's weird. Halo symbol. Oh, right here. So color, you just left click on it. Okay, click apply. Click apply. So I click apply, and on the map, the park labels are visible against the base map. Perfect. Now we will set a scale range for the labels. So the park labels look good at this fairly large scale where there is room to accommodate them. So now we can see what happens when we zoom out. So to zoom to the city of Los Angeles bookmark, located on the map tab, at the smaller zoom out scale, the label overwhelm the map, we will just turn them off. Of course, whenever we see too crowded, a better solution is to make their visibility depend on the map scale. So with the parkland layer selected, open the labeling not appearance ribbon. So in the visibility range, so now parkland layer, close this out first. And with the parkland layer selected on the labeling, so I'm gonna do is appearance out beyond. It will be 1 versus 40,000. I don't have a 40,000. I will choose 50,000 and change the 5 into 4. And perfect. In the visibility range group, we click the out beyond box and type 40,000. And then press enter. The park label turn off instantly because we are zoomed out beyond the 40,000 scale. So whenever the map scale crosses the 40,000, then it will show up. It just takes some time. Yep. Zoom to the Dodge Stadium bookmark, which is right here. Let's change the base map back up. So go back to map, base map, and label. And as long as the map scale is larger than 1 versus 40,000, which means it is a zoom in closer than 1 versus 40,000, the labels show up again. So we have probably noticed that some parks, such as Elysian Park and Alco Park, are labeled in both world boundary and places and parkland layers. We can set the scale range for the world boundary and places layer reciprocally to the park land labels. With the top of the world boundaries and places layer selected, open appearance. So world boundary and places. Yeah, I selected. I go to appearance. So there should be no labeling or data option. So now scale range, we will visibility group, we will click the in beyond box, and then we will type 411001. And notice that some default options were already set here. These are defaults that are set for this hosted base map. So by setting this option, the entire top world boundaries and places layer turns off when zoomed in at a larger scale than 40,001 for 40,001. Most of these labels are actually for places other than parks, but we can accept their loss at large scales. So scale ranges, as we have just seen, scale ranges can be set can be set both for layers, labels, and for the layer itself. In this case, the distinction was blurred because the reference layer is composed of labels, but layers that are composed of features such as parks or rivers can have their scale ranges set in exactly the same way. When we design maps to be viewed at multiple scales, we normally want layers representing data such as buildings or utility lines to be visible only at large close-up scales. We may want the map to include multiple copies of a layer, each with a different scale range and unique symbology. For example, one layer might represent trees with an generic point symbol at medium scale. A second layer might represent the same trees with a more detailed and realistic symbol at large scales. So now we will zoom back and forth across the 40,000 settings. So, and we don't see closer out. Did I hit enter? There. There. So, larger the word boundary and places large appears with a dim checkbox. Contents pane. So the thin checkbox tells you that the layer is turned on, but are not set to show at the current map scale. So let's see, map scale. All right, there. We can open two maps at the same time as well. And let's see if I can drag some of the layer here. All right. So I know this is for this layer and this one. And go to view and contents, and can I want to copy some layer and paste it here. That's the issue. Okay, so Los Angeles River, go to A. Where's my contents pane? Right here. So I'm gonna I want this river. Can I just say copy? Yeah. And then I'm gonna paste it here. Paste. Oh, that works. Okay. And then zoom to layer. There I can add the river here, and then I can just back in here. I want the Los Angeles boundary. I say copy and then back in here. Then I can just paste it. Then I have a Los Angeles boundary. Alright. Zoom to layer. Show up. There. Perfect. Now we're going to add a layer of census tracts. That will be interesting, that we can show some demography features on our map. So now we're going to add a census tract. The U.S. Census Bureau gathers socioeconomic data about households and aggregates it by various geographic units. One of these units is a census tract, which is a relatively small subdivision of a county. And now we're going to browse the park site. So I'm gonna close this out. So park site. I don't have a park site. Source data sensors, park site, park data, park site, source data. Yeah, park site, source data, and tracts is a tracts, source data, census. Yeah, and drag the tracts shapefile to the layer. And now we have the tracts here showing up, and the text layer is added to the content pane, and the text cover everything except the label. In the contents pane, we will right click on the text layer and go to zoom to layer.